Cryptocurrency mining is extremely profitable right now if you can figure out how to get efficiently low electricity costs. And of course, all of that has been said. We have a massive project that is launching tonight at 8 p.m. EST. Not too far away, only about an hour away from this massive launch, a little over an hour from the time I just started right now with this live stream. So make sure, whatever the heck you do, to be part of the community when it does in fact launch. Patreon.com/MattWallace is the place where a lot of people are joining right now. You could also join on the website if you don't have a Patreon, so there's two different awesome places to join, but you're definitely going to want to participate in this. Right now, for example, just one Dogecoin miner can make you $800 a month, $10,000 a year, and that's with a higher electricity cost by a significant margin than what we have been able to procure. So definitely, you're going to want to be part of this. I'll only say it one more time probably, and that'll be on Twitter before it actually launches. And once you start to see what this thing is and what it does, and I am going to reveal more details afterwards, because I basically just want people who actually are going to buy in to then see kind of what it does and then spread the word of mouth that way. I think it'll be way better. But once everyone realizes exactly what this entails and what this project is, it's going to take off. I have no doubt about that. So there's no rush. This thing is going to sell out easily, and everyone who bought in is going to be very, very happy that they did. And so that's why I'm not promoting it too crazy hard. There's no need to. This thing will promote itself once it's up and running. But if you want to get in an early launch, then you're certainly welcome to do that. But bankrupt Lebanon. Mine Bitcoin, buy groceries with Tether, as $1 is now worth 15 cents. So you start to realize where it's so important for cryptocurrency to come in, and this is a prime example of it. A lot of people say, oh, the US can just keep spending money forever. Other countries spending money forever. It doesn't matter. Who cares about inflation? They'll just figure it out. And there is some amount of truth to the fact that the US dollar is much stronger than a lot of the other major countries on the planet, and therefore has a lot of safety nets, but it does not have an infinite amount of safety nets. We know that for a fact from the massive inflation that could get worse. Imagine if we see the dollar in the US going down from $1 to 15 cents. Not just the Lebanon currency. By the way, Lebanon currency, they have their own currency, so it's a little bit different. But basically people there are now resorting to crypto and they need it. So it's the same thing here. If they can resort to crypto and use it in Lebanon when they are in desperate need, then just imagine why it's so useful to buy cryptocurrency now if you don't trust the US government to do a good job. That's what's so awesome about it. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to do it until we start to see the real pain and suffering, unfortunately, when it comes to the economy. And at that point, everyone's going to try to rush in and buy cryptocurrency. But the people who bought it early will have been the ones that benefited by far the most by it. Interest payments on our $31 trillion in US debt about to exceed what we spend on the Defense Department. So I think one of the most important things everyone needs to understand about the US government, especially at the federal level, is exactly how the economics of it works. How much does the US bring in terms of money every single year from taxes? How much does the US spend every single year? And we've been spending around 1 to 2 trillion more every single year for a while than we've actually brought in. And that's around 4 trillion that we bring in. We spend around 5 to 6 trillion. And especially in the last few years, it's gotten crazy in terms of spending. You can see right there exactly how bad things have gotten for this inflation. And then you have to pay interest on that. So right now, we're getting closer and closer to the point. It's like 300 billion or so that we'll have to pay this year as a country on interest on the debt, which is, by the way, impactful for the entire world. If you're not in the US, it still matters to you too. But that 300 billion is going to continue rising as we have to borrow money to pay that money and the interest on that. And then it'll keep going and keep going. So you keep borrowing and borrowing. And we're only a few years away from having to pay $1 trillion a year. That's what this guy's referring to, in order to just simply pay off our interest on the national debt, which is going to be more than the entire budget for the Defense Department, which is insanely large at like $700 billion. So we could basically we could have chosen a much better, different path here. Instead, all of the stuff that you have to pay for, all the stuff that we have to do as a country will get way harder. And it's a direct result of an incompetent government that has manipulated people into voting on emotional issues rather than the primary and only thing the federal government really should be responsible for, which is foreign policy, of course, also, but mainly the economy. That's all the federal government really should be doing. Everything else is not necessarily an unimportant issue. There are plenty of important issues on a more social level. But if the federal government is hired to run those issues and not the government running the economy, then you're not going to have the best people, and we're going to have a disaster on our hands. The only thing that really matters, everyone wonders, okay, currency, inflation, all that really matters is how much time do you have to work to get stuff, the things you want. Whatever it is, food, car, house, anything. How much time do you have to work to get that? And if the amount of hours you need to work on the world scale go up, then the government's doing a terrible job. And those hours have been going up a lot. The wages, you'll notice, have not been increasing nearly the same rate as we're seeing inflation. So it's very, 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 very bad for a lot of different reasons. And I certainly hope we can elect someone and not just someone, we can elect a lot of people in the federal government in the next few election cycles who are going to do a good job. And that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be one party or the other. We just have to have someone from either party who genuinely understands how to run a good economy. And that's going to be very, very, very tough because both parties have kind of put themselves in corners of having to spend a lot of money in order to appease their base on certain things. And those things are significantly higher than would be allowed with the current inflation plan. And so it's a very tough situation. We also had we had Binance, who has helped Iranian firms trade $8 billion despite sanctions, which is surprising. I mean, come on, Binance, what the heck are you doing there? Look, the Iranian government is absolutely probably one of the worst governments on the planet. And I mean, not even probably, it is. There's no doubt about it. And so I certainly hope that Iranian firms are represented by the people. I highly doubt, though it seems relatively obvious that this would be very, very much in the government's best interest and helping them. Not exactly something I think Binance should be doing, so that's one more reason to not use Binance, I guess. But, I guess it doesn't matter that much, but at the end of the day, I would prefer to use other exchanges besides Binance, especially ones that are based in more free countries than Binance is. I just think that's better, right? I mean, of course it is. But Binance they are moving their headquarters still. So, I mean, but where they were originally based out of, I think still plays a role in everything. I also take a look at this. So Elon Musk, we've gotten some big updates from him about Twitter. He is doing something that everyone's wanted for a while on Twitter. So the one thing that could be a question mark is how he rolls out the blue verification badge. That could actually end up having some negative effects, but everything else he's working on is absolutely genius. So not only is he expanding to a longer form of video where you can post up to 42-minute long videos on Twitter, which is going to be great. He's also going to find ways to put advertisements within those videos, which means creators like myself will be able to actually use Twitter as a platform to post videos also, which is just going to be a game changer, right? Also, implementations of things like Patreon type stuff, for example, and implementations of other things along those lines to where we're going to be allowed to truly make Twitter an actual platform where you can post on and have a living from, which has never been before. So all of that's just awesome. And here's what's crazy, right? Elon Musk has hinted multiple times Dogecoin acceptance for all of that stuff. With the top social media platform in the world potentially being about to become Twitter with all these things he's implementing, if he can be successful with it, I wouldn't be surprised if he can, then that's going to mean within a very short order of time, we will see Dogecoin being the primary currency of the internet with these implementations. So Elon Musk is doing the unthinkable. There's a reason why I said he's about to change the game, because he is. There's no better way to change the game than what he's doing right now, making this platform Dogecoin friendly and also ideally the best platform on the internet for just about anything you can imagine. Why not do all of this stuff? Well, most people don't have the resources, and it's a publicly traded company, so they don't really have the ability to focus on one thing. Think about it. If you didn't start a company and you were hired to run it, and you get paid a lot of money regardless of your job that you do, and your job is pretty safe, why are you going to work super hard? Why aren't you going to hire a bunch of your friends? Well, of course you will. That's what's been happening. And these social media companies have been getting progressively worse over time because they have not really had a clear incentive to be better. And so now Elon Musk being the only private owner of a social media company that large, it's going to change the game, right? It's huge. And so I think that's the most important thing to remember in regards to that. Also, I mean, it'll just be fun to pay in Dogecoin. I mean, perhaps you can even get paid in Dogecoin too. So there's two amazing things right there. But yes, once again, if you have not joined the Patreon or the website, you literally have I don't know what time you're going to be watching this, but you have only a short period of time left, and it's not going to sell out, I don't think, in seconds, right? So you will have, if you're watching this after, you're welcome to go check and see if there's still any available left, which there probably will be, because there's a lot that are available, so I don't think it's going to sell any too crazy fast, but it will sell out. I have no doubt about that. And it's just a matter of how long it takes. And so once it's sold out, everyone's going to be like, dang it, I wish I had bought more once they start seeing the result of it. And that's not just a prediction that I'm saying lightly. I'm extremely confident that you're going to want to participate in this. And I really don't think there's ever been a better time to get into cryptocurrency mining. Not just Dogecoin, the L7, not just what we're seeing with Bitcoin, but even all these other small coins that can be extremely profitable that most people don't even know about. It is time to launch this. It is time to get into it. And we're going to do that with a lot of force here very, very, very quickly. Who wouldn't be excited? Perhaps I'm the most excited of anyone. I would imagine so. The guy I'm partnering with, who's arguably one of the smartest guys in all of cryptocurrency mining, one of the top guys in the United States, he's probably equally excited too, I guess. Maybe the two of us are the most excited, but who knows? There could be someone else who somehow beats us with the excitement level. It'd be unlikely though. As we're also seeing a huge increase in the amount of people that are investing. So I showed you this article the other day. 401k, we're now seeing way more people that are implementing 401ks and retirement plans and so on. And so as a result of it, it's already leading to a nice wave of cryptocurrency increase. As we look at the crypto rankings here, I can show you what's been happening. So let me go to crypto rankings on coin market cap, and you can see we've seen some nice increases throughout the week of not just Dogecoin, but other cryptos as well. So Bitcoin up a nice 3%. We saw Ethereum with a pretty big rise, then it cooled back down some over the last month or so. We've also seen BNB up 15% on the week. So some nice gains for cryptocurrencies. And I certainly hope, even Polygon, 28%, I certainly hope that continues and we see the next surge of this market here. With what Elon Musk is doing, there's no doubt there's a high chance of that happening. The question is just exactly how fast can he implement these things? And he's been saying it's going to take less than a month for some of these things. We can beat that. YouTube gives creators 55% of ad revenue. That right there's an awesome idea. I love it. I actually commented that as well on there. Worth watching, says Birdwatch, or says Elon Musk to Birdwatch. How does Birdwatch avoid one-sided stuff? That's the new basically fact-checking thing that Elon's implemented, I believe. Then we also have multiple other things that Elon Musk is implementing. All of them are going to either be within the next few days or the next few weeks. He's going so fast, and it's awesome to see that. We'll see if he can actually hit these timelines. I wouldn't be surprised if he can, though. He has quite a good team working on it. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.